In recent years, Blizzard has been synonymous with controversy in the gaming industry more so than just about any other studio I can possibly think of, and this also lends credibility to my side of the argument that entertainment, especially taking a look at the different mediums of entertainment, gaming is definitely going to be the slowest to adopt to notable cultural shifts, mostly because the developers, the art teams, everybody who is working in the industry, there's a significant portion entrenched in positions of power that are diehards to leftist causes. So there's a reason, like sentiments like this, Blizzard technical artists reportedly facing no repercussion after posting "kill your local MAGA" on Facebook. This is why stuff like this can permeate and go around for a week and change and there be no repercussion. Obviously, we have a follow-up to this one, and thankfully, there is something good that came out of this, but the fact of the matter is, this conversation needed to be had by so many people that this wasn't just immediately, oh, you're openly calling for violence for 80 plus million people. How many millions more people around the world? Oh, you're actively calling for their destruction. The moment that was sent out and brought to the attention of anybody working there, he should have been gone like that. I'm not some cancel culture guy or anything like that, but that is strictly a call to violence. And he, of course, gets far more graphic, and we're going to talk about this a little bit because it's very important to point out that this isn't just an isolated case. There are people that are out there that have said far worse stuff than this, that are still employed in these creative positions. This is still the overwhelmingly popular sentiment of so many people creating quote-unquote entertainment, especially in the West, and with different flavors around the west of the world. But let's take a look at this. Kyle Hickey, a Blizzard technical artist, is reportedly not facing any repercussions, or at least he wasn't February 4th when this article was first published. On January 21st, Hickey posted to Facebook. Yeah, January 21st, a day after the inauguration. Remember, January 21st, and it took him until the beginning of February to face any sort of repercussion. It's wild to think about. Now, a report from former World of Warcraft team lead Mark Kern, yes, Grums, of course, claims that Hickey is not facing any repercussions for the post because, well, hey, Grums obviously is going to have connections because, yeah, he worked on obviously, right? Not breaking any new ground here. Grums wrote on X, nothing is being done. I've confirmed with insider sources that nothing is being done. Nothing has happened to the Blizzard artist who called for the offing of local MAGA. Outrageous, he declared. Imagine if he had said this about the left. Imagine if he had said it about, literally insert anything else there. I know, we're playing whataboutism time and time again, and it's always, pro-clutching when it comes from the conservative side of things, mostly because they abdicated, talking about conservatives of years gone by, they abdicated all of these different institutions because they thought that it was beneath them. That's why they allowed leftists to run amok in every single form of entertainment and information dissemination platform in the entire world. And that's why conservatives continue to play catch up, and especially in the case of Kingdom Come Deliverance, continue to shoot themselves in the foot by just trying to play holy roller. I digress. Completely one-sided HR policies which have zero tolerance for this type of language unless they agree with it. Those type of threats are wrong. Yes, and I'm tired of people saying they are just jokes. Well, that's pretty black and white on that one. Like there's no jokes to truly pull from that. But yes, this report is not at all surprising, given that Grums leaked a statement from Activision Blizzard CEO Rob Kostich, indicating that he would be defying President Trump's executive order regarding DEI policies, which private company, even though I wonder how much money over the years, Activision Blizzard got from USAID. But anyways, they need not follow that policy because, dismantling and disbanding all of those DEI practices and corporations, that only applies to the federal government because that's the purview that the President of the United States has. So yeah, it's not exactly defying, it's just not going along with the societal mandate that was afforded President Trump in the most recent election. In the leaked statement, Kostich wrote, given the headlines around diversity, equity, and inclusion programs in the workplace, it is no surprise that questions have come up about what the future looks like at Activision and whether our focus and priorities around DEI shift. To be clear, this work continues to be extremely important in everything everything that we do. It is important to our games, our culture, and who we are as a company. Our inclusive growth team has made great strides in helping us weave inclusivity in all aspects of business. Our strategy here remains focused on enhancing the experiences for all employees, providing exceptional experiences to players globally, and providing accessible opportunities to those interacting with our company and brand. I look forward to all the great work we'll continue to do together. Exactly. And yeah, he's just another one of these diehards, or at least somebody who thinks that that's what the rest of the rest of the company wants to hear. He got really good feedback on that, as you can see, all of the adulations or the different emoticons that you can get on Slack and shit like that. So yeah, that's obviously a popular sentiment within Blizzard, and you can see on the Activision side of things how well that is received, because every time Call of Duty trends or does something cringy, it always is in regards to adhering to different DEI policies and societally unpopular decisions, like your non-binary operators in Warzone, removing Nick Merckx's operator skin in Warzone because he had the audacity of saying, hey, leave kids alone. Or how famously, I forget which Call of Duty was out at the time in 2020, after George Floyd went off to that big fentanyl factory in the sky, put up the screen, oh, you must adhere to BLM, okay, you must admit and proclaim that Black Lives Matter, press X. It's just as cringe as, press F to pay respect. It's just a way to weasel in all of these policies to make them seem more popular and prominent than they really are. Because if Activision and Blizzard actually gave a shit about DEI, none of those executives that are there would have the jobs that they do. They would be giving them out to more diverse and inclusive hiring practices. But they don't. They're phonies, the entire round of them. But because these conversations were had for weeks on end, it looks like something might have changed a little bit, okay? And while this is the proper move, 100% Blizzard may have finally fired artist Kyle Hickey, who called for political violence against MAGA, according to former World of Warcraft team lead. So Grum's got the inside scoop on this, and we'll take a look at it. But it took how long and how many slip-ups? It's so wild, the extent to which the other side needs to go in order to face repercussions for their calls for political violence. Words are hard. After days of silence, it seems Activision Blizzard has finally taken action regarding Kyle Hickey, a Blizzard technical artist who ignited controversy for his violent social media posts that called on followers for political violence. You need not to tread that well-worn ground. Former World of Warcraft team lead Mark Kern, Grum's more colloquially known, has confirmed from multiple sources close to the situation that have informed him that Hickey's Slack account has been deactivated. Okay. Kern shared this update on X. I can now confirm from multiple sources that Blizzard, the artist who made threats against MAGA, had their Slack account deactivated. This is usually a sign of termination. Something was finally done. 3 weeks after he first ran off at the mouth. If true, it represents a major about-face for Activision Blizzard. Well, they didn't come out immediately like Disney did with Gina Carano, publicly announcing that they will no longer be working with them. I mean, publicly denouncing this reprehensible act. I'm not saying that Gina Carano did anything like that. Absolutely not. And a wrongful lawsuit against Disney, that's something else to look forward to this year, because that's going to be so much fun when Discovery becomes public. Oh, that's something. Oh, what a time to be alive. Not to actually, experience any of the entertainment going on. All of that is toxic and cancerous, but just to see the fallout, it's all glorious. But Activision Blizzard not coming out with a strongly worded statement saying we have distanced ourselves from the former employee who is, calling for political violence. We here at Activision Blizzard have a diverse and inclusive take to different positions, but no. For them to put that to paper would actually have to reflect their own internal thoughts and opinions. There is one way that you can comport yourself at Blizzard, and if you're a conservative-minded individual, you need not apply. That's basically what they're saying right here. They'll get rid of somebody who just raises too much stink. But in general, everybody else who signed up and applauded that self-flagellating message that, we're just going to adhere to more DEI policies because the harder that we go in on that stuff, the better quality games we put out, right? Like how all of our studios at this point in time are basically Call of Duty support, unless of course they're making this year's slop iteration. Like Activision used to put out games. Blizzard used to be the sign and used to be the mark of quality whenever they would put out a game every few years. But now they're just synonymous with the meme, don't you guys have phones? It is crazy. And it has been for a very long time because, even with this move, it's not shocking. It's not shocking that it happens in the cover of night. It's not shocking when we'll see Kyle Hickey picked up by another company, because if somebody would have come out and said anything, towards the other side of the political aisle, they would have been removed from polite society. Just take a look at comics, for instance, okay? There are many prominent voices and creators that are out there, okay, who just simply espouse conservative-minded ideals, and they are blacklisted from the big two that are out there. And you take a look at the people staffing Marvel and DC, they are dyed-in-the-wall leftists who write failed run after failed run and continue to get new book after new book. Gaming's examples are too numerous to name. All of those Sweet Baby Inc. defenders who immediately end up getting hired at prominent studios. What's her name? Mary Kenny. Somebody who's not too dissimilar from Kyle Hickey and several other people we cover, who, runs cover for Sweet Baby Inc., shits all over gamers until they're blue in the face, and then, gets a prominent position writing the next Cyberpunk game for CD Projekt Red. Wild. Absolutely wild. But that's the state of gaming in 2025. I don't have a lot of faith in indie. I have zero faith in the Western AAA market. God damn it, man. Japan, China, and Korea, you better hold it down for the next decade, because boy, it's going to be rough as hell. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.